Come on, feel the burn. I say to you, brothers and sisters, you've got to feel the burn. Because if you don't feel the burn now, you are going to feel the burn later when you join the devil in eternal damnation in hell.
Aerobic Preacher will not be seen tonight, so that we can bring you the following episode of Almost Live. It's Almost Live with me, Pat Cashman, Tracy Conway, Bob Nelson, Bill Stainton, Nancy Guppy, Steve Wilson, and Ed Wyatt, and starring John Keister. And portions of tonight's opening remarks will probably be censored. That's because the people who oversee this show are such a bunch of weasels. They think that every innocent remark is going to be about or something like that. Well, we don't give a flying what they think. If we did, we never would have hired a guy named John.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. Welcome to the show on this happy night in Seattle. It's happy because just a few hours ago, the Huskies beat Oregon State and locked up their third straight visit to the Rose Bowl. Yes. That is, of course, unless the NCAA on Monday voids their season because of the loan that Billy Joe Hobart took. All the schools in the Pac-10 have advised them not to penalize the UW. They said, after all, Hobart's been in Puyallup so long, he's suffered enough. He's suffered enough. That's the way I feel. The big question that the NCAA still wants answered is why Hobart bought a Camaro with the money. Once again, it's obvious they don't understand Puyallup. That's just what you do there. Cars are important in the Northwest. We don't like to carpool here because of our independent streak. That, and it's just too hard to sneak out of Boeing early without a ride. You gotta have that. You know, we prefer our own car to the bus here because in your own car you can play your music as loud as you want, you can scream for no reason and pick your nose if you feel like it. While on the bus, all right, bad example. Bad example. But I will say that cars do, this is a fact, they last longer in the Northwest because of our mild weather. And for example, you'll see a lot of older cars in Ballard, but that isn't, it's not the reason there. It's actually those ones are still on their original drive home from the new car lot. That's why those are there. But one thing that's true in any part of the country, though, is that if you really want to know about people, to get the clearest look at their personality, their hopes and fears, you look at their cars. If you want to know about people, ask them what they drive. Now, I'll show you, for example.
I drive a Jeep.
Now, what she's really saying is, I'm a career woman, recently divorced, trying to convince my ex-husband that I'm feeling wild and liberated, and I'm driving out in the country every weekend to have sex with cowboys. That's what that is. See? Very simple. Now, check out this other one.
I'm the proud owner of a 1974 yellow Vega.
Now, he's saying, I'm still driving my high school graduation car.
I drive a minivan.
A minivan. It means I'm married with more kids than I can count and will never again in this lifetime have a woman come on to me because I'm driving her favorite car.
I drive a white Volkswagen Cabriolet with a sorority bumper sticker and a license plate that says, "Too hot."
I am a bitch. Very simple. It's very simple. That one was too easy. I know that one was too easy. Let's move on. A little tougher one here.
I drive an Aqua Nissan pickup with the cab lowered so it scrapes the road.
My peer group has convinced me that altering my vehicle radically will make me seem really cool.
I drive a DeLorean.
The Batmobile wasn't available.
I drive a converted hearse.
I'm a fry cook who plays drums in a band on weekends.
I drive a 68 Z28, got a 454 with a hearse on the floor, and I can beat anyone off the line.
I'm very concerned about the size of my penis. Another easy one, I know. Yeah, I know, that one was too easy too, I know. But one thing you can say about all drivers in the Northwest, and that is that we're very polite up here. And that's because if anyone steps out of line, this guy goes to work. Ladies and gentlemen, stand by for Billy Quan.
It's time for Mind Your Manners with Billy Quan. Today's episode, Library of Death.
My father was a brilliant man and a good writer. I can't put this down.
Oh, this is so funny.
Excuse me, could you be quiet in the library, please?
Since when do you own the library?
Sure. Put a sock in it, now!
Why don't you just bite me?
Big fathead. I told you to shut your big fat stupid mouth in the library because people are trying to read and study in here in quiet. All right, big guy, huh? Oh? The little weakling. Hey there! Hi there! Hold her!
Hey, Bruce Lee! Quan, come here, look at this.
What do you got?
Remember from Fists of Fury? This, and then this.
Oh, remember Enter the Dragon when he did this?
Oh, yes.
I love
And remember
that.
when he was Kato on Green Hornet, he did
yeah.
this, and, oh, yeah, this.
Anyway. Now, for the closing chapter. Come back here, blabbermouth. Philosophy, botany, chemistry, geology, astronomy, history. Remember, kids, the library is a place of solitude, so zip your lip or you'll be overdue for a pounding.
Remember, kids, be like me. Behave yourself.
Behave yourself. Stay tuned. We've got a great show. We'll be right back.
Monday, on A Woman's Place. What to do when your blonde bimbo co-host forgets and wears the same outfit you told her you would be wearing.
All that and 17 different ways to make spam.
That's Monday, on A Woman's Place.
Hello, I'm John Keister, and this is Today Tonight with renowned critic and expert on analyzing today's popular culture, Mr. Lamar Surley.
It's Dr. Surley, and it might be nice if he could make the effort to get it right. Too busy to bother boning up on his facts, Keister.
My apologies, Dr. Surley.
Oh, that was real sincere. Thanks a lot.
How did you become a cultural analyst, Dr.
Analyst? It's pronounced analyst, John. If only he had as much hair on his head as he's got in his ears, Keister.
Well, we wondered if you would offer some of your thoughts or some of your insights on the most famous Hollywood stars.
Oh, is that what you thought? John thinks he's such a big shot on his crummy little TV show, Keister.
Yeah, that's what we thought. And we have some people from the studio audience tonight lined up to ask some questions.
Well, whoop-de-doo, I can't wait.
Oh, Dr. Surly, my name is Margot Smith, and I was wondering if you could tell me...
What's your question? Margot needs a facelift and a nose job, Smith.
Well, what do you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger?
You mean Arnold might be able to smash his way out of a locked steel cage, but still couldn't act his way out of a wet paper bag Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, what do you think about him?
I have no comment. Next question, hurry up there.
Yeah, sorry, I'm Ralph Johnson.
You mean Ralph looks like he slept all night under a truck with an oil leak, Johnson?
There's no oil leak, I don't think.
Well, what's your question?
Julia Roberts. What do you think of her?
You mean Julia got a mouth so big she could eat a banana sideways and needs to take a weed whacker to her eyebrows, and while she's at it, she might try to gain a few pounds, Roberts? I like her fine. She's cute. Yes,
okay, I think we're ready for the final question now. The final question.
All right. What's your name?
Susan.
Susan what?
Susan got a big butt, a lot of cellulite, and bad teeth, Jones.
What's your question, Susan?
What do you think of Warren Beatty?
You mean Warren used to think he was a big Hollywood stud muffin with a different babe on his arm every other week, but after Madonna made him look like a doofus in that movie of hers and then dumped him, he started to figure out that he was getting sort of long in the tooth, so he married that what's-her-name and they had a kid to prove he wasn't just shooting blanks, Beatty?
Isn't he the brother of Shirley, thinks she was a bunch of people in other previous lives, McLean?
That's not her name.
No, I know, but I was
That's not her name. John tries to get on the act with his own little lame remarks, Keister.
Well, that concludes our visit with Lamar. Got to be the biggest fat-mouthed jerk around. I never want to see him around here again, Surly.
It's Dr. Surly. John got a big long hair sticking out of his right nostril.
Who cares, Lamar? Got breath.
Studio amplification for Almost Live provided by American Music.
Tuesday on A Woman's Place. What to do if you're addicted to nail polish remover fumes. Why it's best not to tell your fiancé about your angry ex-boyfriend Bubba until after the wedding. And making extra money as a sex line operator. We'll show you some good breathing exercises.
All that and a fabulous recipe for light as a feather, deep-fried cheese puffs.
That's Tuesday on A Woman's Place.
It's time once again for Uncle Fran's Musical Forest.
Hi kids, I'm Uncle Fran. I'm a little ticked off. Sometimes I get mad, but I will always be your friend. Hi kids, and welcome to Uncle Fran's Musical Forest. Let's start today with a riddle. Is it rational to jump to conclusions just because your boyfriend had a few innocent drinks at your best friend's apartment and passed out in her bathroom? It makes you realize what an ugly, vicious thing jealousy is, especially in the hands of a self-victimizing woman. Right, Mr. Raccoon? Kids, do you know the phrase, petty-minded witch? Well, here's a song about her and all her kind. They call her the Ice Princess, gold medal winner of the hysterical Olympics, for being the coldest bitch this side of Katrinavit. Say, Mr. Raccoon, do you ever get jealous?
Huh? Well, yes, sometimes I get jealous of other raccoons' nuts.
What did you say?
Nothing. I didn't say anything.
You know, Raccoons don't gather nuts, squirrels do.
I know that. I made a mistake. Let's sing a song now.
I wonder what you were thinking.
I wasn't thinking anything, okay? Let's just sing the damn song.
Oh, you want a song?
Yes.
You want a song?
Yes, ow!
There's a song for you. That's called the Ow Song. Hope you like it. You see, kids, Mr. Raccoon Man's problem is that he never developed a sense of humor about himself. That's why I wrote him this song called the Low Self-Esteem Mr. Raccoon Man Song. You may not be very talented, and you may not be very smart, and chicks may not really like you much. But don't forget, you've also got something hanging from your nose. Well, that's all the time we have for today, kids. So long, kids, from Uncle Fran. I'm a little ticked off. Sometimes I get mad. Hold on. But I'll always be your friend. So long, kids.
The John Report. I'm John. Here's my report. A recent survey shows that the Seattle Times and the PI rank above the national average for use of recycled newsprint. The Times and the PI top the list of newspapers that are recycled before being read. Drug dealers in Olympia risk stiffer sentences if they sell any drugs near school bus zones. Officials say they'll really get in trouble if they deal when the red lights are flashing. Well, an animal rights activist chained himself to a GM automobile at the Seattle International Auto Show this week. The car was immediately bought and driven off at high speed by a member of the NRA. The Seattle Seahawks lost 16-3 last week, bringing their total 9-game score to 56 points. When asked how he felt about their dismal season, Coach Tom Flores replied, "Hey, Van Gogh never sold a painting in his lifetime." A Kennewick woman claims that she communicates telepathically with her pets, which include dogs, cats, ducks, and a horse. She says that amazingly they all pretty much tell her the same thing. "Hey, spooky lady, get a life." The newly established Republic of Turkmenistan has purchased one Boeing 737. The nation doesn't have an airline, but officials say it'll be cool just driving it from one end of the airport to the other. A National Research Council report says violence permeates American life. The council was unanimous in their findings after they shot the one dissenting member. A survey taken by 107 FM says that what people want is more Neil Diamond and Lionel Richie. It also reveals other favorites, including fingernails dragged across a blackboard, cats in heat, and the sound of a dentist's drill. Finally, yesterday was National Turn Off Your TV Day. In a related story, today is National Sit Down and Watch All the Stuff You Recorded Yesterday While Your TV Was Off Day. This has been the John Report. Thank you. We'll be right back.
She's my only one.
Wednesday on A Woman's Place. You're young, vivacious, passionate, sensual, active, adventurous, fun-loving, and carefree. He's old, fat, and kind of smells weird. We'll show you how to get the bastard drunk enough to tear up that prenuptial agreement.
All that and fluffy baby quilts made from maxi pads.
That's Wednesday on A Woman's Place.
Hi. You know, like most of you, I had a pretty good childhood. A nice home, nice friends, and pretty nice parents. And for the most part, my needs were met. But you know, it always seems there's that one thing that you don't get as a child that you really need in order to function as a healthy adult. And what I didn't get was the assurance that my thoughts and opinions were valid and important. For example, whenever I would express myself in a family discussion, they would either laugh or just ignore me. So I grew up believing that what I had to say was neither important or interesting. And I guess as a result, I developed a real cynical attitude toward the world and a very low opinion of myself. But luckily, through intense interpersonal work and dialogue with my inner child, I now know the truth. And that is that I am intelligent and I'm entitled to my own opinion. So I'm here to say that you can change your negative beliefs as well. You don't have to hide behind that tough, cynical facade anymore. And you can give that scared little boy or little girl inside of you permission to come out. Because I guess I believe that you, like me, can grow up again. Thanks.
Well, that's just about all we have this week. I hope you'll join us next week when we have an episode of Cops in Redmond and the return of the worst girlfriend in the world. That's next week. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration for Almost Live provided by Pizzeria Pagliacci, featuring traditional and gourmet pizza by the slice. Pizzeria Pagliacci, rated Seattle's best pizza.